Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news. All right, Bears fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you might just be one of the biggest rumors, and I mean big asterisk, we've seen in recent years. And it's all about the possibility of Nick Bosa donning the navy and orange at Soldier Field. Yeah, you heard that right. The destroyer of edges could be coming to Chicago, and if it happens, it would be a game changer not just for this season, but for the entire franchise's future. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a Hollywood script, but sources close to Diana Rossini are whispering that the San Francisco 49ers are seriously considering trading Nick Bosa to the Bears, and the deal could go down after the trade deadline, which is November 4th. Think about it. The Bears, still trying to build a defensive front that can really impose its will on opponents, could be on the verge of landing a guy like Bosa, who's been a nightmare for offensive lines across the league. And let's not forget, the 49ers are navigating some tricky cap situations, with around $47 million in cap space and a roster that's in flux. They're also dealing with injuries and the need to extend key players, Kittle, for example, and might view a rebuild or retooling as necessary. Meanwhile, the Bears have been steadily improving their front, especially with recent additions like Tryon Shoyinka, who joined the team on November 4th, and they're looking to solidify a pass rush that could bring the heat in the NFC. Now, let's talk about Bosa himself. This guy is the real deal. At 28 years old, he's a dominant edge rusher with a career that spans 7 seasons, during which he's racked up a staggering 73 sacks and 15 forced fumbles. His PFF grade consistently hovers around 92.8, which is elite, and he's been selected to 4 Pro Bowls. In 2025, through December 25th, he's played 15 games and posted 5 sacks, along with 35 quarterback hits. His EPA per snap is 28, and his win rate stands at 30%, showcasing his ability to consistently threaten quarterbacks. Even with a minor ankle injury in Week 7, Bosa continued to be a force, and in 2024, he's already matching his sack total from 2025 with 10.5 sacks, maintaining a PFF grade of 93.5 with 48 pressures and performing better than Hutchinson in tackles for loss, 22. His career pass disruption grade is an impressive 12, and his run defense grade is an outstanding 88.9. This guy's impact is undeniable. But why would the 49ers consider trading him? Well, it's mainly due to their defensive struggles this season. They're allowing around 23 points per game, which is below their usual standards, but still not enough to keep them in the top tier. The cap hit of $34 million per year for Bosa makes it a hefty investment, and with injuries, roster needs for wide receivers, and extensions for Kittle, the team might be looking at a strategic move to recoup assets. Trading Bosa could free up cap space and provide draft capital to help rebuild a defense that's been inconsistent, especially when you consider their recent struggles against the run and the need for more pass rush help. Now the trade would be a massive win for the Bears, who are desperately looking to boost their pass rush and overall defensive impact. The potential impact on Chicago? Well, it's huge. We're talking about adding a disruptive force like Bosa to a front that already has some promising pieces. Analysts project that his arrival could boost the Bears' sack total by around 13 additional sacks, and pressure rates against quarterbacks could jump by roughly 23%. That's a game changer. Imagine Bosa lining up opposite Tryon Shoyinka, creating a nightmare for offensive lines and forcing turnovers. His presence alone would elevate the entire defense and push the Bears into a new echelon of defensive dominance. This would also naturally improve the secondary, which has been banged up but is still capable of stepping up when given the right pass rush. The secondary, including players like Gordon, who's currently injured, would benefit from the extra time and pressure generated up front. On the flip side, the 49ers might be looking to make some tough decisions. They might be capping their cap at $47 million and are also dealing with injuries and potential roster gaps. Trading Bosa, while painful, could be a strategic move to free up cap space and acquire draft picks, possibly 2 first-rounders for 2026 and 2027. and a young edge player that could be part of their rebuild. It's a bold move, but one that could pay dividends long-term, especially if they're planning to go all in on a rebuild after a somewhat disappointing season. They are also eyeing their future, especially with the looming possibility of a cap crunch and the need to extend Kittle and other key players. Now, let's talk about the Super Bowl implications. If Bosa does come to Chicago, it's not just about boosting the defense, it's about making a statement. The Bears' odds to win the Super Bowl, which currently sit at +500, could tighten significantly, possibly dropping to +900 if Bosa proves to be the difference-maker in the playoffs. In the NFC, their chances would climb from +200 to around +450, making them real contenders. This kind of addition would send shockwaves through the league, echoing the impact of past dominant pass rushers like Watt during his prime with the Steelers. Bosa's presence could raise the Bears' sack rate by 19%, and his pressure on quarterbacks would mirror Watt's era of wreaking havoc. And let's not forget, the playoff picture is shaping up to be intense. The Packers are still in the mix, and a dominant Bosa could be the difference in key matchups, especially with an offensive line that struggled at times. His ability to generate pressure, combined with the talent already assembled on defense, could elevate the Bears into serious Super Bowl contenders. It's the kind of move that shifts the balance of power in the NFC North and across the league. Imagine Soldier Field roaring with a defense led by Bosa, pushing the Bears toward their next championship run. That's the kind of vision Bears fans have been dreaming about, and now it's potentially within reach. Of course, all of this hinges on the deal actually happening, and there are many moving parts. The 49ers are in a tough spot, balancing their cap, their injuries, and their desire to compete now versus rebuilding for the future. The Bears, meanwhile, are looking to capitalize on every opportunity to elevate their roster, and adding a player of Bosa's caliber would send a clear message that Chicago is serious about contending. It's a bold gamble, but one that could define the franchise for years to come. The fans at Soldier Field would be electrified, and the team's trajectory would be forever altered. So, Bears fans, stay tuned because this story isn't over yet. If Bosa ends up in Chicago, it would be one of the most significant acquisitions in recent franchise history. It would send shockwaves through the league and give the Bears a true game-changer on defense, someone who can transform the front and make Soldier Field a fortress again. The potential is enormous, and it's just a matter of time before we find out if this blockbuster trade becomes a reality. Keep your fingers crossed, because if it does, you'll want to be part of the celebration when we see Bosa terrorizing quarterbacks in navy and orange, leading the Bears to new heights and chasing that elusive Lombardi trophy. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Do you believe Bosa is the missing piece to finally bring a Super Bowl back to Soldier Field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. The offseason is heating up, and if this trade goes through, it's going to be a roller coaster ride that we'll all be talking about for years to come. So keep the faith, stay passionate, and let's hope that the front office is thinking big, because that's what it's going to take for the Bears to rise again and make their mark in the league once more.